Hi there, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman in the business today, Sonny Hersh, and your host, Avi Meyers.
Avi Meyers here, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hersh and myself. I want to thank that handsome gentleman at the beginning of the show, Marty Levinson, for the introduction. Obviously, I didn't get to Marty today, but he does such a good job that I'm not a total wreck at this point. Check us out on the World Wide Web, www.ntnm.org, where 42, 43, who knows how many thousand shows have been watched. This year so far, I did a quick check. We're something like at 25,000, a little bit over. And in this month, which is about 3/4 over at this point, or at least when we're treeping it, we've got over 4,000 hits on the web, which is, it just keeps growing all the time. Thank you so much. We're really big on community policing here. If you go to caps24.org, Sonny Hersh, who's the chairman of the District Advisory Committee, keeps a website. By the way, he's not paid for any of this stuff. So, he's got all the lists of all the meetings for the 24th District, which is Rogers Park and West Rogers Park and a little bit of Edgewater. So if you go to caps24.org, you'll be able to find out where your local community policing meeting is. If you want to do things right, you should be talking to the police in person. You get to know them, they get to know you. It builds a relationship and things really add up and they count. Early voting starts right around now, real soon, October 13th. And we want to make sure you go out there and vote. You can vote early, legally. I don't know about often. But legally, you can certainly vote early, and we urge all of you to get out there real quick. We're going to try to introduce you to as many candidates as we can during election season. I think if you get an opportunity to meet these people and see what they're like, for longer than the average soundbite, you'll get to appreciate them and see which ones are the really good ones and which ones are the really bad ones. And I certainly hope you'll agree with me that our next guest actually, I think, is one of the really good ones. And it's a pleasure to have the Recorder of Deeds of Cook County, Eugene Moore. Mr. Recorder, how you doing?
Yes, very good. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, first of all, my pleasure, and I'm so glad you can make it. And why don't you let people know what the Recorder of Deeds does?
Well, the Recorder's Office is an office that is set by state statute, and my responsibility is to record, store, and retrieve information dealing with public use of anything that has to be filed in the county.
Very good. Now, of course, the way technology works, the way things are changing. For years, everybody always recorded deeds, on, by hand or typewriter or carbon paper or whatever. So today you've got the whole digital world. How is that affecting the way your office works?
Well, currently, we certainly working by computers, as you know. We did do that a few years ago. We computerized the office from the manual type. And right now, a person can come into our office and record at the point of sale, right there at the cashiering. They record it, they scan it, they get it turned right back to them at the same particular time. So everything is on computerization, and we're constantly doing that. We're constantly looking forward how we can continue to do more of that computerized in the office. So the office is completely computerized in dealing with the recordings.
That's terrific. Are people able to work with you? Like from my house, can I do stuff with your office?
Yes. You can access my office by CCRD, cookcounty.info, and you can certainly retrieve any information that you like to just look and see. You can go online and use your PIN number and pull up the records in our office. So everything is done by computerization. You can look and do whatever you need to do, all except for what?
Okay.
You can't record just yet from your home.
Okay.
Right. But however, the most of the things that you can do is the recordings, and you can look up information from your home. And rather than coming to Chicago or going to your satellite offices, everything can be done right from your home.
Now, you got a number of satellite offices.
Yes, we have 5 satellite offices from Markham, Bridgeview, Maywood, Rolling Meadows, and as well as Skokie, composed to the main office, which is downtown.
That's out of the courthouses, or?
They're all in all 5 of the courthouses. Yeah. That's right. Very simple.
The only reason I know, I've been interviewing judges like crazy. Yes. I've already had about a half a dozen judges on.
Okay.
So when I hear those names, it's like, I know judges working in every single one of those cities.
Every one, right, exactly. Every one of those 5 satellite offices, all the courthouses, we have our offices located there.
That's very convenient, and I guess it saves on rent for the county.
It saves basically, right. Well, we don't have to pay rent there because it is owned by the county, so that's great for us. And it's great for the taxpayers. They don't have to worry about that. And we bring in our services directly to them in the area that they actually live in. It's very good.
Before I forget, I want to thank Ed McElroy for all his help in helping get you on and give us information. I also want to thank Al Levin.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a popular guy. I mean, I got two guys fighting over getting you on the air.
Well, there are some good people that they work very hard, throughout all of Cook County, making sure that people get to look at us as an individual and see exactly what we actually do. And that's very, very important to our constituents in Cook County.
Yeah, now let's, I mean, what do you see as the challenge? What's the challenge of the job right now?
The challenge of the recorder's office is to make sure that we can try to eliminate a lot of the fraudulent complaints that come through our office. People illegally conveying property from one senior citizen to another. That is a major challenge. We set up a task force several years ago to try to combat that task force, even before this crisis came about with the mortgages that's going on now. Because we saw that some of our seniors and elderly were getting their property removed from them without them knowing about it. So that's one of our major task force. We're trying to make sure that we can have a task force in our office that can combat that. So that's what we're looking for. We set up a postcard situation prescription whereby people who have quitclaim deeds are allowed to send out a card from my office to make sure that they're aware that a quitclaim deed had been actually submitted on their property. And so therefore we follow up on that as well. That was done legislatively down in Springfield to help us to do that. So it's very, very important that the people be aware of what's going on with their properties, because a lot of times the seniors weren't aware that they were actually quitclaiming their property over to someone else.
Yeah, no, I read that series in the Tribune. It was horrifying. You have to feel terrible for people. Mm-hmm. Is that one of the reasons why some of this stuff is still in person?
Pardon?
I mean, so you got the postcard thing to help prevent fraud.
Postcard, right.
Yeah, okay.
Right, to help prevent the fraud. It slows it down. It doesn't completely prevent fraud, but at least it makes people aware that we're on top of it.
Yeah, no, the truth of the matter is, as many obstacles as you put up, the bad guys are going to try to
circumvent it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unfortunately, nobody stopped crime over the however many years the Earth's existing. So, it'd be nice if somebody could, but it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. No, all we can do is slow it down and try to help prevent it with our staff. That's very, very important. We're looking to hire. I'm working very closely with Tom Dart's office, the sheriff's office, so therefore we can put investigators in our office as well as the Lisa Madigan's office, as well as the city of Chicago, so we can try to combat this crime. This is a major crime, upon the constituents of Cook County.
Yeah, if somebody loses their house, I mean, my house is worth a lot more money than I am. I know that. So and it's the way it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's the biggest investment most people will ever make, and and you don't. How do you replace a house? You don't.
You don't. One of the ladies on the west side of Chicago said that she knew people stole bikes and things like that, but she never knew that people would come in and steal her house right out from under her.
It's such a shame, and it's what kind of people what kind of people can possibly sink that low to be able to do that sort of thing to somebody?
It does happen.
No, there's no question, and it's a scary thing, and I'm glad you're doing what you can to help prevent that.
That's one of our major obstacles that we have to do, and we're trying to combat that, and we're seeing how we can go with that.
Yeah, let's talk about what else you got going.
What else do we have going in the office? Well, we're going to be doing our back data conversion. We're going to try to go back an additional 15 years, back to 1970, where people can pull up on their computer at home any information dealing with their property. Right now we go back to 85. People can pull up from their home from 85 forward. Now we want to go back an additional 15 years to 1970. So therefore we can, once that's been conducted and put on the system, which it should be done sometime this year, then we'll be able to go back to 1970.
Wow. How many people does it take to do something like that?
Well, basically, we hired a staff of people that's doing that. It's contracted out, and they're working on that right now. And once that's completed, and that's what we'll be able to do, go back an additional, like I say, 15 years.
That'll be great. So you'll have like 38 years covered, which will be super.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very fortunate that we can able to do that. So that's what we're working on currently.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. And once you've got it, I guess you've got it. We're starting to run out of time a little bit. First of all, if people want to vote, people want to work for you, or first, if people want to contact the Recorder of Deeds office, who would they call?
They will call, if they want the Recorder of Deeds office, they will call 312 603-5056.
5056.
Right, that's at the recorder's office.
Okay, of course, in the meantime, you're running for election, and I know your punch number is 38.
Yes, well, please punch 38, along with the other Democratic people that we're working with. I would love to see that, but my punch number is 38.
Okay, and do you have a campaign website?
We have a campaign website as well. That website is being formulated again this year. I don't know it offhand, but we do have a campaign website.
Okay, so anyway, you know what? You can always go to, well, I'm putting out Jewish Chicago again, which is a free paper.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can read about this race as well as many others. And we'll do our best to put your website in the paper so people can go get it there. So if you want, well, actually, the only website I can advertise, I can't advertise my own private website, but if you go to our ntnm.org site, we'll try to have Recorder of Deeds Gene Moore's information available.
The number is at the
sure.
campaign offices. The number is 708-345-9898. And we have Eric Stett, who is my campaign manager. He has all that stuff, on his website, and he has all that there that you can get from him.
So give a call at
708-345-9898. The campaign office is located at 9 North 5th Avenue in Maywood.
Maywood, I know Maywood. Anyway, I want to thank you very much. By the way, he's also Jim Brewer's cousin, former NBA player. We found that out during our visit before the primary. We're running a little bit over, and we're going to take time away from somebody else, but I want to thank very much our guest, Recorder of Deeds, Eugene Moore.
Thank you.
Good luck in the election, and early voting, October 13th. Get out there.